Yo, what is up, WW Gibb here. We've got a Lupa early review and I guess like analysis video going on here. So I did look her up, did a little bit of calcs on her on Woolwalk Tools here. Shout out to Woolwalk Tools. So I want to talk about that, potential damage, what she does, buffing for the team, and all that type of stuff. And just looking at her kit overall, because if you don't know, you can actually check the gallery right now. Seems they've been doing this like every patch now. If there's like 2 new characters in the patch, the second half character will always be in the archive, But yeah, Lupa here, so check out her kit, see what she's got going on. If you don't know, she's pretty much like a fusion support, but she's like more dedicated. Brant, he's like half support, but she's like, I guess she's like half support too, like some DPS. Changli, Brant, Lupa team, probably going to go crazy, like insane quick swaps and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, turn it down just a little bit, looking at her kit, though, from just her base skills here. So one of the biggest things she has is her second inherent skill makes it so that, first of all, she defeats someone that she marks, so she can instantly reset her resonant skill cooldown. That's the first of its kind in the game right now, which is pretty cool. And then her second thing is her ultimate gives you glory, and it lasts for 35 seconds. So you're probably gonna have like pretty like permanent uptime on this. No one really like runs out of a 35-second buff. So it allows you to ignore fusion res, and then if you have a full team of fusion resonators, then you can go up to 15%. 9% plus the 6% from having a full fusion team. So if you only have 2 fusion characters, then you're only going to get the 6%, but if you have a full fusion team, then you're going to get that big 15%, which goes pretty hard. So that's nice. I guess you won't have to run Verena inside of the Changli Brant team anymore, which is pretty cool. I'm assuming it's going to be good enough DPS, I haven't really looked deep into the actual team DPS calcs. I think I'll check that. I'll make a separate video talking about that because I need to have a bunch of different calcs for that. I would have to calc a decent Changli team and then get a rotation and then set that up. So I'll work on that for another video here. But today we're just talking about Lupa and her kit and everything. So her basic attack is a 4-string basic attack, and after her third one, she can normal attack at the right time to cast a mid-air attack stage 1. So she's got a little bit of a combo going on here, like a timing, kind of like Zani. Her dodge counter also can go into, after dodge counter, her basic attack, her skill, or her second skill that she has here, I guess she can go straight into her second basic attack, which is pretty nice. Heavy attack is normal heavy attack. Her heavy attack does Wolf's Gnawing, though, which gives you, when you're at 50 Wolf Flame points, you'll consume stamina to do more damage, I'm assuming, than the regular heavy attack. Yeah, so you have her regular heavy attack, and then you have the Wolf Claw, which does 36.29 plus this 9 plus 4 times of these 48.39. That's pretty good. That's crazy multiplier actually on that. I gotta check the damage of that one. Wait, actually, I'm actually interested. What is the damage of that one? I have so many tabs open right now. Where's my tab? Here we go. What was that? The Wolf Claw attack? Wolf Claw Gnawing. Oh yeah, that does 19k right here. That's pretty solid. Also, this Lupa that I have set up, we just have her on Lustrous Razor with a like very basic build. Lowest roll crits and then 2 attack percents. Nothing too crazy on the build here. So just for like a general gauge of what her build looks like here. But yeah, so okay, so that is that. Then we have heavy attack Wolf Claw. We were just looking at that. This attack also does not restore her Wolf Flame, and Wolf Flame is all in her forte, I'm pretty sure. She has a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna lie, just reading off a whole bunch of her kit seems like you really gotta test it out yourself to really play it and understand it here. She has a mid-air combo, which we read from the first attack here, and her mid-air attack is not able to be reset, which is pretty good. So if you get like attack mid-air and you dodge, you can just go straight into whatever attack you're about to do. They need to add this to Changli, by the way. Changli is a 1.0 character, but Changli, when she gets interrupted, I feel like you lose so much damage. They gotta add this to Changli. All the new characters have this, where they don't lose their attack string when they get attacked. But Changli, she loses it. They gotta add that for Changli, no cap. Kuro. Let's get some old character buffs. You know what I'm saying? Old character buffs. Let me know. Let me know. They had to add that Camellia? True, and a Camellia. It would be weird for Camellia, though, because you would be, like, in your spin. If you get canceled, you, like, spin again, I guess. I don't know how they would do that. They'd probably have to add, like, a new animation or something. Her plunging attack is... What, normal plunging attack? No, you can go from your plunging attack into Starfall. And if you dodge while you're plunging, you can go straight into mid-air attack 3. That is interesting. Wait, if you dodge while you're in your plunging attack, jump in the air, slam, you could just go straight into a mid-air. She has like a crazy combo going on then. Basic attack and then dreaded. Her dodge counter has like a crazy multiplier, by the way. She has a really high dodge counter multiplier. Yeah, she has a 4x multiplier. People who have that usually have a high one. Her dodge counter is one of the higher numbers on here, besides the Wolf Claw. She has a 22k hit for the dodge counter with this build. And that's some pretty solid damage you got going on there. Next we have her skill. Her skill seems to be just a Forte generator, but this is also what resets when you get a kill. She hurls her wildfire banner at the target, dealing fusion damage and restoring 15 points of Wolf Flame. And she can get up to 100 points. And Wolf Flame is obviously the Forte circuit here. And then after performing her skill, she can do her second skill. So she has 2 like Camellia or like Brant. And then she can do Feral Fang. She can also do it in mid-air close to the ground. She also has one where if you hold it, she auto leaps into the air. I think we've seen this actually in the trailer. I think she like throws the pole on the ground and then jumps up kind of like a lunger in like track and field, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so her second one locks onto the target, dealing fusion damage, and also gives you 15 points. So you get 30 points from doing 2 resonant skills with her, it seems like. And if you have them marked, which you should, you're going to get a 50% damage multiplier increase on this, which is pretty crazy. You cannot quick swap this skill though, it seems. So kind of like Yinlin, if you cast Yinlin's E and then you swap off of Yinlin, you can't cast the second part of her E. So you just have to wait for that when you're quick swapping, I guess. Also can be cast midair or close to the ground. Okay. Now let's see this Forte skill. So Forte is, she gets a 12% attack, just pretty much permanently going to be up because this is just from casting any of her skills. Her resonant skill gives it to her, heavy attack gives it to her, her wolf gnawing, all of that gives it to her, her ultimate gives it to her, and Dance with the Wolf gives it to her, which is casting your Forte, is what I'm assuming here. Yeah, so when Wolf Faith reaches 2 points, Wolf Faith is, what is this? Wolf Faith is when you get 50 points of Wolf Flame. That is a tongue twister, too much wolf, bro. Okay, so after you have 2 Wolf Faith points, then your resonant skill is replaced with Dance with the Wolf. So, like Camellia, when she gets her Inferial, instead you have Dance with the Wolf. Performing Dance with the Wolf consumes all of your Wolf Faith, and she's a Resonance Liberation damage person, by the way. And then this deals fusion damage, so it's like one of her big nukes, I'm assuming. Damage numbers for that on the bigger Wolf nuke here. The Share Wolf doesn't do that much damage, but it seems a Feral Fang almost going up to like 40k here, which is pretty crazy. And if you're killing, you're just going to like spam that. I guess only for like waves of enemies that would be good, or open world, that could be really good there. Yeah. So that's the first part. And their second part here is within 8 seconds after performing the Dance with the Wolf, you can remain on field after switching to another resonator and back up the active resonator when they perform their ultimate. Ooh, that is interesting. So she has like a follow-up attack she can do while the person's, while a different person's on field. Yeah, she's gonna go crazy and quick swap. What? She can get canceled in her enhanced E. Oh yeah, true. That's also true for Camellia. You know what though, Pine? They have, I think Camellia's C2 or C1 makes it so she gets interruption resistant. So they just want you to buy that. Alright, so Wolf Flame here, 100 points, and then Wolf Faith here, 2 points, and then when you do that, you hit the nuke, duration reset. Okay. Probably not that confusing, honestly. She probably plays similar to Camellia, it seems like, except instead of it being your, like, concerto on outro skill, it's just her on-field hitting. And she seems like she can swap a lot, except for when you're doing 2 skills back-to-back. So, like, very Yin-Lin and, like, Camellia coded here. Then we have her ultimate here, which is a big nuke. This has a pretty high scaling on it. If we go to her ult here, it has 2 different versions, though. She has her first ult, which hits for 96k on crit here. And then we have her foe breaker damage, which is like probably a secondary portion of her ult. Her ult probably just hits twice. Yeah, her ult just hits twice. Do keep in mind, by the way, this Lupa build is pretty trash. This is literally just double crit and low roll attack percent. So just keep in mind for damage. This probably can be like 150k on average. This is just to see like an idea of what damage she looks like, though, you know. But so her Resonance Lip here consumes all of her Wolf Faith and then restores 100 points of Wolf Flame, and then using your basic attack or Resonance skill in time can cast Resonance skill Foe Breaker. Oh, so you can Foe Breaker during your ult. So you might be able to cast multiple Foe Breakers. And if the active resonators hit or launch into the air, they immediately recover and are considered to have successfully dodged the attack. Oh, Shorekeeper has something like that. So your whole team gets interruption resistance. Oh, that's really good for quick stopping. So after you ult, you get 3 hits of interruption resistance. That's pretty good. It says they're considered to have dodged the attack. So I wonder if that means you could dodge counter after doing it. And then Pack Hunt is a buff she gives to your whole team, which is a attack percent increase and a fusion damage increase. And if they're attacking bosses, Overlord class, the Calamity class, so it's just weekly boss, world bosses, and there's 3 fusion resonators in the team, they really want you to have a full fusion team here, you get a 10% extra damage increase. She gives a lot of damage bonus to fusion. She could be like the fusion goat. Rasia who for Havoc? What? And also, when you cast your intro skill, Pack Hunt is enhanced, granting an additional 6% attack up to 18%. So you kind of want to play her actually like Shorekeeper a little bit too. Yeah, you want to play her like Shorekeeper. You want to make sure you have this buff up. Let's say you're playing Cheng-Li, Brant, and Lupa. You'd want to go, I guess you'd want to ult and then go through Brant, then go to Cheng-Li, and then back to Lupa, maybe? Or something like that. I'm assuming that's how your rotation would look like. Also, if your Pack Hunt reaches the max, she can do another skill. Yeah, this is just like Shorekeeper doing her was it like Divergence or whatever? I forget what it's called. Yeah, so Foe Breaker is no, this consumes all of your wolf. Oh, so going Foe Breaker, you don't cast this multiple times. Foe Breaker is just a one-time cast that will start enhancing her basic attacks. And she doesn't lose this form when you swap, which is really good. But when you're in this form, you can't cast your resonance, either one of your resonance skills, but you get 500% more Wolf Flame. Interesting. She seems to have like a really cool kit, actually. There's a lot you can do with her kit, it seems. I gotta try to cop with my my little bit of pools we got going on here. I mean, we're sitting at a solid like you know, like 30 pools. We could probably get up there. But yeah, in terms of damage, I didn't set up a rotation because I'm not gonna lie, it's just gonna be misinformation on rotation. But overall damage numbers do look really good here. These look similar to when I was calcing Brant, and hey, a lot of y'all liked my Brant video when I was talking about he's not going to be a brick, you know, because there was someone spreading misinformation he's going to brick your account. But yeah, her damage numbers seem really good. Dodge counter seems really solid. Her heavy attack, some really decent damage here. Her ultimate seems like it could do like 150k. And then you have your Cheryl Feral Fang, actual good build. You might hit like 50k on this. And then you can do those twice. Then you have her Forte. Her Forte seems like you can do it a lot. And this is at 88k with this trash build. Probably hit like 110, 120k, you know. Over there. Seems pretty solid. And then you also have the increased buff basic attacks here. I think these would do 15k, and I think those are on top of her regular stage attacks here. I think that is a bonus damage that you'd be doing while you're in your mode. Oh yeah, her intro skill also hits for a lot. That was another thing. When you intro into her 3 times, like Shorekeepers was doing like 50k, but a Shorekeeper, you know? Her doing 116k, her intro is going to be hitting big. Hits more than her ult right now. So she has a lot of damage she can dish out, which is pretty crazy. Because you have your regular intro that you'd be hitting, and then you have your nowhere to run intro that you hit. That's a lot of damage you could be hitting, a lot of damage. But yeah, pretty solid, not gonna lie. Lupa looks like a pretty fun character. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be maybe making some future Lupa content here, so make sure to stay tuned when I do maybe a little bit of rotation and stuff like that. Besides that, Lupa kit looks pretty nice. Hope you enjoy it. Like, sub, all